To receive instant notification each time I upload, please hit the subscribe button and the bell notification.
Helping you along the way. Helping you to make it through another day. Yeah, yeah. Everything you need to know that you never knew, that you need to know. Look on perspective.
I've always been a unique person, you know what I mean? Sort of laid back in a way, but very adamant and very passionate about what I believe. I think a lot of times that sort of throws people off because they don't expect me to have the mindset or the process of thought that I do. And so when you come in to watch my channel, you may hear a myriad of thoughts and ideas that could be different from others. What I want you to do is just sit back, like, share, and subscribe. Okay, I think you can hear me now. Yeah, you can. So, Miss Nancy Pelosi, I'd like to understand how another country can tell you what you're going to do and what you ain't going to do. That is a hoot. And you know what? I want to tell you something. The best channel or the best news network that I have found, hey, Ronald, to actually follow this. Let me say hey to everybody right quick. Okay, Ronald, hey, Tonette, how are you? Sister, Sandy, how's it going? You say she's not very attractive in pink, huh? Oh boy. Oh, that and her husband. That and her husband. Those are, I cannot do this about her tonight without talking about her dear old hubby. Yeah, and I'm sure everybody by now knows about his appearance or lack thereof in court. So we're going to chat about that as well. We're going to talk about that and we're going to talk about her. But I really do want to lay it down on the line as to what I think is going on with China and their involvement with everything Nancy. How about that? Everything Nancy. And who gave them the right to try to tell another country what they could and couldn't do. But it's very telling. Very telling. So let's see. We've got David Bruce. We've got Mary. How are you? DM, how's it going? Romaine Jane. Hey. Lisa Pritchard. How are you? Robert Diggins. It's good to see you. And Doris. Hello. Yeah. So I think it's pretty amazing, don't you? Pretty amazing that you got another country telling your country what they can and cannot do, where they can and cannot go. But what it does do is it clarifies who's zooming who. It clarifies who's in control of who. Huh? That's what it does. So what I found is this right here, and it is the Wall Street Journal. They took it upon themselves to do a complete just every couple of hours. So they started, this was like 6 hours, 7 hours. And I just wanted to dive deep in all of these because everybody's got something to say. Everybody. As Pelosi leaves Taiwan, China's military looms larger. Boy, like I said earlier, I wish somebody would. Australia to review its military and U.S.-China tension as tensions with China rise. Pelosi leaving Taiwan, heads to Korea. So we're going to look at some of these, and I want to pull out some of the key facts of each one of these because every one of them is very pertinent, and I find it very, very funny that the Wall Street Journal covered it like this. I mean, they do cover things like this all the time. I just think this is good. This is good stuff. This is good juju, baby. Good juju, baby. How's everybody doing? Hey, Al Sanchez, how you doing? I did get some rest. I got about 2 hours. I just got out the shower just now. I literally was asleep for about 2 hours, got up, took my shower, frou-froued my afro, brushed the old teethers, and came on in here from Los Angeles. Thank you. Aw, you are so welcome, Romaine Jane. Hello, Arakad. She's not very attractive anyway, inside or out. Yeah, both of them to me look like Thurston Howell III and Lovey off of Gilligan's Island on one of the clips that I'm gonna show you. So let me go right ahead. Hey Tony Lynch, how's it going? And you as well, William Smith. Evening. Here we go. All right. I'm gonna start from the oldest up. All right. And I do mean they covered it. Look at how much they all the way back 20 hours. We're not gonna go all the way back this far, but again, very telling. Very telling. All right, here we go. While others warn against provoking Beijing. While others warn against provoking Beijing. See the little doggy, I couldn't stand to see him there, so I had to move him out of the way. I had to make it bigger. Aw, man. And now I have to see the other unattractive faces all over again. All right, there you go. There she is. Is it me or did these knockers new? I thought she wasn't so well endowed. I saw her on one of the other pictures and I was like, what is that about? Where did those come from? I guess maybe they're something that's a padded garment or something. I don't know. But I was very amazed when I saw those the other day. I was like, wow, would she be so vain as to have something like that done? Anyway, I've lost the other one because I've made it so big. But we're going to go here. Pelosi plans Taiwan trip despite Beijing's objections. That's how it started. Nice and, oh, their objections. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is planning to visit Taiwan and meet with the government officials, defying warnings from Beijing not to do so and setting up the potential for increased tensions between the United States and China. People whom Mrs. Pelosi is planning to see in Taiwan have been informed of her imminent arrival, as if she is some unplanned tornado coming or hurricane coming off the coast there. A person familiar with the matter said. Though some details remain in flux, some meetings are scheduled for yesterday, Tuesday evening, but most are set for Wednesday today. The person said, saying that they include Taiwanese government officials, which we know it's not the same as in yesterday today because of the time. Okay, there she is. All right. Now, as we go up to the next one, China stages military drills as Pelosi plans Taiwan visit. Now, what kind of drills are those? Only God knows. China said that it was conducting military exercises in the waters off the southern and northeastern coast this week as the United States House Speaker Nancy Pelosi travels to Taiwan for a visit that Beijing vehemently opposed. Live firing will take place in the Bohai Sea, a stretch of water off China's northeastern coast from Monday to Thursday, according to a notice issued Monday by the Chinese Maritime Safety Authorities. Officials also disclosed in a separate notice Monday that the Chinese military would be conducting another set of exercises from Tuesday to Saturday in waters just east of the southern island province of Hainan. I hope I said that correct. No disrespect intended if I did not. Okay. The announcements come in the run-up to a planned Taiwan stopover by Pelosi, who embarked on an Asian tour over the weekend and arrived first in Singapore for Monday meetings with local leaders. She's due to visit Malaysia on Tuesday, with South Korea and Japan also on the itinerary. The Chinese notices meant as warnings to civilian ships to avoid waters where the drills were to take place. And it didn't provide any further details on the exercises over the weekend. Officials had also announced that the military drills in nearby waters off the northeastern port city of Dalian, scheduled to last from Sunday to August 14th. Ronald, Do you want to come up here with me? Are you in a situation to come up? Can you come up with me? I want to see who can come up here with me because I do want to have this conversation. Don't want to have it alone. I want to bounce it off with somebody. Um, it can be more than one person. I'm going to drop this down below. You don't have to come on camera if you don't want to, but I'm definitely going to copy this to the clipboard, set it out here. Mods, please guard it. Don't want anybody weird to take it. Not that you could stop that, but as soon as we get somebody on the panel, just go ahead and delete it. Sandy, you can just cover it and remove it as soon as somebody comes up on the panel so that we don't have anybody else, doing something unique. Um, yeah, I want to talk about this, but I want to talk about it with just more than me, because to me, anybody in the chat can grab it if you have any knowledge of this topic. All right. Okay, but you're in and out, no problem, babe. So here's the thing. This is what I truly and honestly think it is. What I honestly think this whole thing is with the saber rattling and all of this is all for show, because we already know that Nancy Pelosi and the whole administration and a greater chunk of the United States government is already run by China. They're already run by China. They are. And so anything that you see or anything that we hear is just setting it up for another stage of what it is that they've already got planned. The whole Russia situation didn't work to their plan because a lot of us didn't buy a whole lot of that. And then we're sort of falling back on certain stories so that they can pick up other stories to give more traction. I'm going to stick with one thing that I said at the end of last year. And that is that we were going to continuously have distraction after distraction until we got to the top of 2023, to right there at the crux of 2023, when all of the clinical trials for this last thing went on, is going to be done. The clinical trials are not finished. Nobody is talking about the dump or the cache of any of the information that came out. Every month we get a big dump of stuff. I think I heard maybe one or two people cover it. It's too much for me to cover. Too much for me to cover, way above my pay grade. But I do believe that this whole thing, you were about to say that too. I'm looking and I was like, wait a minute, because I was like, where did those come from? But I do believe that it's all a distraction to get us over the hump, to get into 2023, to get us past November and to get us over the hump into 2023. Yes, she is. She really is. She really is. And so this is just like them following along with a plan to me. The U.S. officials have said that Beijing appeared to be positioning itself to make responses to the visit, including staging military drills, firing missiles into the Taiwan Strait or near the island, or sending more aircraft and naval vessels into areas closer to Taiwan where they haven't operated. But why? For a little old lady who probably, whips out a flask of vermouth every few minutes, who could she harm? I think her presence represents the United States. And maybe if it were a normal world, yeah, that would probably, maybe it could look like they're looking at Taiwan as its own sovereignty and its own place. And the fact that we would go to them without clearing it with them would mean that we don't identify them as being one. Well, there are reasons for that. There are reasons for that. The Chinese stocks drop ahead of Pelosi's arrival in Taiwan. Let me stop. I don't even want to go there. The benchmark Shanghai Composite dropped as much as 3.2%, while Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index also fell more than 3%, led by declines in tech stocks and shares of other companies from China. Taiwan's TAIEX Index is now down 1.9% in early trading before recouping some losses. Mrs. Pelosi's visit to Taiwan would heighten geopolitical tensions, presenting another risk for global investors, warned the OCBC research in a note this week. So you're getting closer to a little more information as to why. But these people don't even want anything to do with China at all. The majority of them don't. I'm sure there's probably a few diehards, but the majority of these folks don't want to deal with them for obvious reasons. Well, now they've become the master here. I'm just waiting for everybody to sort of pull off the cloak or pull off the blanket and introduce them because we already know who they are. Anyway, Rick Shang, a 40-year-old father of two daughters, said that he's preparing for the worst and looking into options for safeguarding his savings. So while others warn against provoking Beijing, this is what others are doing. Quote, Chinese leaders seem to be less rational these days. Just look at the Shanghai lockdown and their push for common prosperity, said Mr. Chiang, who works in the financial industry and lives in Taipei. He said he supports the idea of Mrs. Pelosi visiting Taiwan, but both Taipei and Washington should avoid making any obvious provocation to Beijing. I don't understand. Is it that you guys, are they setting them up to go along with the new quote unquote narrative of them being like the superpower? I mean, they're as old as molasses. They're far older than the United States. China is one of the oldest, if not the oldest, group existing. So what is it that they're doing? What is it that they're attempting to say to us other than we your daddy, which we already know that? Wen T. Sung, who teaches Taiwan studies at Australian National University, said that any official call for Mrs. Pelosi to visit would make Taiwan an even bigger target for China. Oh, okay, let's look at that. Could it be that if they are a bigger target for China and then China messes with them, then we get to be the United States? Like I said, we need a United States to save us here. We can be the United States to Taiwan. Is that the goal? Taipei has tried to be as low key as possible and avoid publicly making comments, he said, despite that Mr. Sung said the Taiwanese government will be clearly very happy about the speaker's visit. Alexander Huang, head of the International Affairs Department of the Opposition Nationalist Party, or the, I don't know how to say this, Kuomintang, said while he would welcome Ms. Pelosi, as Taiwan cannot say no to a friendly American senior politician. Oh man, they made a typo, to a senior citizen American politician. He criticized the ruling party for lacking formal lines of communication with Beijing to de-escalate tensions. Crisis prevention, escalation control is very important, and we must have communication lines for that, Mr. Huang said, adding that his party would want to make a phone call to Beijing to play down the significance of the visit and assure Chinese leaders that Taiwan won't use it for unnecessary propaganda. This is propaganda. All this is setting the stage for some type of corruption or argument or long-going fight with these folks. That's what this is. Hey, Marty, Charlie, Maureen, Charlie Redeemed, and Charlie Sigler. Aaron James. Does that make sense? This is just a setup. This whole entire thing means that something is about to pop off that they already got planned, but they need to validate its existence. In order for it to make any sense, this is going to be the precursor to what's next. Okay? This will be the precursor to what's next. And do not forget that in 12 days, China, as well as Iran and Russia, will be over there in the South American area with Venezuela and the Bahamas and all of that. That they will all be over there doing their thing, having their little messy mess. So yeah, this ain't nothing but a mess. That's all it is. This is a part of their plan to do exactly what they were always going to do. It's just a plan to do what they were always going to do. Let's, it's all a bunch of hooey. All of it's a bunch of hooey. All of it's a bunch of hooey. Let's see what the next portion is. The next portion is all in their face. Yeah, this is really nothing because they gave permission for her to go over there. They already knew about this. All of them dance on the same dance floor. Some Taiwanese shrug off China's threats. Taiwan people share mixed feelings ahead of a possible visit by House Speaker Nancy Pelosi to the self-ruled island that China claims as its own territory. Ho Yu Sing, a researcher studying Chinese influence, said that the visit by Mrs. Pelosi would show Washington's solidarity with Taipei on defending democracy, but that she didn't see Chinese warnings over the consequences of the trip as more threatening than those Beijing had issued in the past. Frankly speaking, she says, I've been intimidated for 30 years. And every time we make progress, they throw harsh words at us. Okay. She added, referring to the verbal threats from Beijing, she also said that the Chinese warplanes buzzing Taiwan's aircraft on an almost daily basis, even these more physical threats, were no longer big news. Not to mention the fact that they running them jets and everything else in their country with our fuel. Do you see? They're trying to make us look like, oh well, we're so silly, we don't realize that they're buddies. They are buddies. You sold the majority, if not all, of the oil that you did say was for our reserves, which was for our military, to these cats. Now you want us to say, oh well, this is terrible. They don't want us coming over there because they're the big papa and they're going to do whatever they want to do to us. If we send her, they're going to say something to us. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to say something. They have depleted our military to such a point that they may have a good point there. They may have a very good point. They have depleted our military. But back in the day, baby, let me tell you what. We were a force to be reckoned with. Strong Forever says, yes, absolutely all planned. And a setup. It is. That's exactly what it is. That's all they want us to do. There you go, Bobby. Yeah, Joe's back pocket. Right there. Joe is in their back pocket. So there's really nothing that anybody, there's nothing. All we need to do is just figure out how to embrace ourselves. What can they do? I can tell you what they can do. Oh, no, let me be very sarcastic. Let me be very clear. This is sarcasm. 100% sarcasm. Here's what they can do. They can stop growing their fruits and vegetables on our land and sending them back to themselves and getting kickbacks on what they send over. Oh my gosh, they'll stop doing that. Oh my gosh, they'll stop listening in on all of our conversations. Oh my gosh, they'll stop paying money to all of the folks that are in Washington that's been greasing their pockets. Their greasy pockets. They're picking duck pockets full of duck breast meat. They're going to stop giving them money if they send Nancy Pelosi, which they've already done. So they set the stage. That's all. They set the stage for an oops. Because things ain't happening fast enough. They couldn't get the guns out of our hands quick enough. So something's upset. They really want to turn in their marker. So quick, here, throw this meat in the middle of the ring. Let's see what happens. Quick, fast. Can you say false flag? All right. The rapture is at hand. Look here, let me tell you something about that rapture. That's the way they've taught that rapture. You better look deep into that. Look deep into that. Break down those words in both Greek and Hebrew, and then go back in the Old Testament, dig and rummage around. This is not the channel for it, but I got it on another channel, and I tell you right now, dig, baby. Dig. There have been visions of a rapture during the invasion of Taiwan. Well, do you know who's really being taken and who's really staying? Do you know what that whole thing is? I gotta let that go. I think old Joe might have got a honey pot over there. Oh, I think so. I think he does, Bobby. I think he does. I think he's got a heck of a honeypot over there, him and his son. You know, who are these cats when you really think of it? Because this dude never did anything else, did he? This cat's never done another job. Has he always? He's just always been. I'm 57. I'll be 58 in September. So if there's anybody here older than me that knows of him, the way that, you know what I'm saying? Not even necessarily that you're older, but that you know more than I do. Wasn't this cat always a politician? He always tells us these stories about his father around the table, the dinner table, and how they had to set up this and that and blah, blah, blah. You know? Always had to set up this and that. Always. Huh. Hey, Ronald. Hey. I see you're trying to authenticate yourself. It's probably with the devices that has to be connected. It said you authenticated through YouTube, so I know who you are. But it just that it's probably your sound or your camera, one of the two. And if you don't want to use the camera, all you have to do is hit stop cam, and it'll automatically produce you a avatar. It'll be your avatar from your thumbnail, or it could be a letter that looks like, R. It could be an R. So as you get yourself set up to come on in, I'm going to read some of these. Strong forever. Did anyone hear about Nancy Pelosi's husband getting arrested for DUI? A bunch of drugs in the car. So now that's one of the stories that I wanted to bring up, because to me, actually, I wish I would show you that. Here you go. Let's look at it. Because what they're saying is that these are major distractions. This information comes out right now, and this case is moving very fast, uber quickly. I don't remember many legal cases moving this fast, especially in California. But let me give you Paul Pelosi's spiel. Okay? Not guilty. Not guilty. That's what homeboy is. Not guilty. Let's get it. Here you go. Mr. Not Guilty. There you are. No show Paul Pelosi pleads not guilty to DUI charges 2 months after slamming into a Jeep and totaling his Porsche found following a dinner party in Napa County. Nancy Pelosi's husband on Wednesday pleaded not guilty to 2 counts of driving under the influence 2 months after his arrest in Napa County, California. Paul Pelosi, who lives with Democratic... Look at his face while I read this line. Look at his face, everybody, because it's big. Look at him. Now hear this. Paul Pelosi, who lives with Democratic House Speaker in St. Helena, California. Look at his face. Did not appear for the arraignment on Wednesday and was instead represented by his attorney or lawyer, Amanda Bevan, during the 10-minute hearing. 20-year veteran Judge Monique Langhorne was the last-minute addition. She was a last-minute addition to the case. She was swapped in after being booted from a different trial at the request of the public defender. This dude ain't gonna do no time. He's not even gonna get a bracelet on his ankle. Okay, a brief hearing concluded with a settlement conference being scheduled for August 23rd. Pelosi could face up to 1 year of prison or license suspension for each count, according to the complaint. Bevan declined to comment outside the court, but the district attorney, Allison Haley, spoke briefly to deny reports that she is in cahoots with Langhorne. She said that she had made a $100 donation to the judge's election campaign in 2018 and noted that under California law, the defense can have her removed from the case if they think that she cannot be impartial. She says, quote, I gave Judge Langhorne $100 in 2018, and I believe that she can be fair and impartial in this case. Okay? Don't they look exactly like Thurston Howell III and Lovey? Don't they? They look exactly like Thurston Howell III and Lovey off of whatchamafigin with the little guy who makes me mad all the time. What was his name? What was his name? It was the just sit back, Gilligan's Island. That looked like Thurston Howell III and Lovey. All she needs is one of them old beat up fruit hats. That's all she needs. That's it, Gilligan. She looks exactly like it. She looks exactly like it. They look exactly like it. Lovey. Hi, Max Vision remote viewing class. Catherine. You bad, Catherine. You bad. Bobby, it's primitive as can be. It's primitive as can be. Ooh, look at that hairdo. Absolutely they are. Hey, CK. Don't they? Okay. Oh, wait a minute, y'all. Remember we were talking earlier today? Look here what happened. We're going to go ahead and finish reading this, and then I'm going to pull the next story up for you. You guys, we're just hanging out at this point. So anybody who just came to talk about Nancy, we're going to talk about Nancy. Okay? It's not even funny. Naughty Nancy does it again. They look like two zombies. Styles Washington, you a mess. Okay? He will not hardly get a fine. Absolutely, he won't. He's not going to get a fine. He's not going to get anything. You notice how they say this lady conveniently came off of one case that they put her off of a case. I doubt that they put her off a case. They pulled her off that case to put her on this case on purpose. And I don't even know why. Fancy Nancy. Fancy Nancy. Fancy Nancy. Robert Diggins says, I think she stayed at the lie-in after visiting the Wong house. Oh, wow. Wow, that's funny. Rich man laws, that's right. Can't wait to. Switcheroo. Ain't nothing fancy about her. Except for that refrigerator. Except for that refrigerator. That's fancy. Yes. You're styling at Styles Washington. Yes, Styles is. That was a good one. Okay. D.A. Haley also revealed that her staff, here's the part that gets me. D.A. Haley had revealed that her staff had been subjected to death threats over the case. That is such a lie. No one cares like that. Nobody cares, especially in California. You mean to tell me that people got cojones over this in California, but they don't have cojones over all the other stuff that's been going on? Like the cheating that went on with all the recall votes and all that stuff? Are you kidding me? You guys are liars. You're setting it up again. That's all you do, set up the same stuff. So D.A. Haley also revealed that her staff has been subjected to death threats over the case, saying, quote, this has been disruptive in the office. There have been thousands of phone calls and emails. Staff have been told they're going to hang from trees. These are some of the most dedicated people in Napa County. All right, that's what this says. Pelosi 82 was arrested on May 28th after he blew a stop sign in his 2021 Porsche and slammed into a Jeep shortly after 10 p.m. He later told the cops that he had been attending a dinner party in Yountville. A complaint filed ahead of the hearing revealed that Pelosi had attempted to hand over a police courtesy card when asked for identification to the cops by the cops. Just let that sit here. Some of this I don't even need to put my spin on it. He also failed a field sobriety test and had a blood alcohol count of 0.08%. He was found to have traces of drugs in his system. The report stated that Pelosi was slurring his words and reeked of alcohol when he was picked up by the cops. Officers said that he was sitting in the front seat of the car and that he failed a field sobriety test and that his eyes appeared red and watery. It continued. He was unsteady on his feet. His speech was slurred, and he had strong odor of alcoholic beverage emanating from his breath. While humming, ding dong, the witch ain't here, da 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 da, ding dong, the witch, da da da. Here you go. There's all the paperwork. There's all the paperwork. Superior Court of the state of California, the people of California versus Paul Pelosi. This is just a joke. This is really a joke. DUI causing injury. Wait a minute. I thought the guy had a name. Why is that? Is that something you legal beagles can tell me about? On or about May 28th, 2022, in the county of Napa, the state of California, the crime of DUI causing injury and violation of Section 23153A of the Vehicle Code, a misdemeanor was committed by Paul Pelosi, who did unlawfully, while under the influence of an alcoholic beverage and a drug, and under the combined influence, drive a vehicle, and in so driving, concurrently did an act foreboding or forbidden by law, and neglected a duty imposed by law, which proximity caused bodily injury to John Doe. I thought the man's name was Jesus. Does it matter? Are they saying that when you're not being sued by the person that they don't use the person's name? Can anybody who's in the law tell me why it's John Doe? Why don't they put the person's name? Because we know his name was Jesus. Why do they call him a John Doe there? I don't understand that. And I thought they said that nobody was injured but just the cars. Anyway, there's all the information. And when you go ahead and click that link, the test results was 0.082, which means it was over 2. It was about a 1 or a 2. It was a bunch. Pelosi was carted off to Napa County Jail, where he was booked at 12:32 a.m. and posed for a mugshot that shows him shamefaced in a brown suit shortly before he was released at 4:30 a.m. At the time of the crash, Nancy Pelosi was on official business in Rhode Island and swiftly distanced herself from the incident. On Wednesday, the House Speaker departed for Taiwan and was expected to travel to South Korea ahead of her husband's arraignment. Napa County DA Allison Haley spent weeks mulling whether to charge Pelosi, eventually deciding to hit him with one count of DUI causing injury and another of driving with 0.8% blood alcohol level or higher, causing injury on June 23rd. The 82-year-old had been at a dinner party with friends prior to the crash and was driving back to his palatial vineyard home. At the time of the crash, he was attempting to cross State Road 29, a busy highway that connects Napa to Calistoga, when he slammed into a 2014 Jeep driven by Jesus Lopez, 48. Lopez of Calistoga, California, was slightly injured. Okay, so there's the injury. I didn't see that the last time we read it, but maybe he was slightly injured in the crash and complained of having pain in his upper right arm. Okay. His right shoulder and his back when seen by investigators the following day. Okay. That could happen. You can have an accident today and not feel it for, a couple of days. That's true. All right. I could get with that one. He also said that he was suffering from headaches. That means you're about to get sued. New millionaire in California without the lotto ticket being scratched or any numbers being given. I want 12 million. I want 32 million. Oh my goodness, my back don't work. I need 50 million. I need one. Give me 2 Ukrainian billion for 1,000, Alex. He has declined to speak about the case, later invoking California's Marcy Law, which protects the privacy rights of victims. Okay, so maybe that's the reason why it says John Doe, because of the Marcy Law. However, we already knew his name was Jesus. Jesus Lopez. We already knew what Jesus's name was. Which protects the privacy rights of victims and allows them to pursue restitution from the person who harmed them if convicted. Boy, oh boy. This man minding his own business, driving down the road at 10 something, 12 something at night, doing whatever he was doing. Jesus V. Lopez got hit, and you better hope that this man gets convicted so he can get paid. Because if he don't, he's not getting paid. Unless, of course, he sues him civilly, which I'm sure any lawyer that had any good sense will do. There's a bunch of stuff down here that's trying to get us to feel good and to feel sad about him, but I don't. This is where he killed his brother, who died in the car. And for the people who said I was mean by even reading the story, get over it. I didn't do anything. I simply brought you the story. I remember you. All right? So that's that. That is that. That's that piece of the pie. We read so much into this thing that I forgot what the next story was. What was I going to go jump over to next? What was I going to go into next? I'm trying to remember. Okay, but there was another story I forgot. I hope I said it out loud. A Biden moment. Oh, good mercy. But nonetheless, yeah. Watch Jesus gonna turn the other cheek. No, he ain't gonna turn the other cheek. He gonna turn the other cheek and put out his hand. Give me my money. Period. Uncle Joey. I think it was, wasn't it? I think it was. I think it was, Al. But what about him? Monkey corona bombs. Max Vision. Strong Forever says, thank you for reporting that. You're amazing, sis. And so are you, precious. Uncle Joey and Billy C. Cool, too. Okay, all of them. Can you just imagine all of them out there on the island where all of the people they said have died are just partying? You got Joey, you got Billy, you got the Pelosi's, you got all of them dancing to let's say an old Marvin Gaye song. Doom, 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 doom. Then you can see who? Oh yeah, you can see Clinton doing the moonwalk, going backwards. Yeah. Coming up with what's her name's ex-boss lover who didn't die, who didn't kill himself in jail, because we all know he didn't. I don't believe anything. Okay? I don't believe anything. Yeah, Dancing with the Monkeys. Epstein, there you go. There you go. That's who they would be out there dancing with. All of them are dancing. They're all doing their thing. This is all an illusion. This is just an illusion. Penn says, Amol, hi. He tried to show his police department. That's exactly what I was thinking. He was like, hey, Jeannie, you know what I mean? That's exactly what he was doing, Jeannie Rose. Yes, jackpot. Jeannie says jackpot. That's absolutely right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. If it was, it would definitely be long. Right, Marty? It would be long. They will be out there a long time. The face of a man who woke up awake. Donald. Okay. $1 million in your bank account. Change a police report real quick. Okay, Styles? Styles say $1 million in your bank account. Okay? I need two billion. I need 2 Ukrainian billions. 2 Ukrainian billion that came from US. Just divert the whole thing, Nancy. Just divert the whole thing. That's what you do. You just bring it on over yonder. Hey, David, I will get paid and disappear. No one will ever hear from Jesus again. Jesus, where'd Jesus go? Hey, Hal. Over 40 trainloads of Russian ammunition with our missiles. Wow. You boy. Mm. You remember Epstein? Mm-hmm. He probably didn't like that Jeep that well anyhow, especially in 19, 2014 ain't what they, by the time you get a Jeep, and no digs to anybody who owns a Jeep, but you and I know that that's one of the most unstable vehicles, and that as soon as they get to having trouble, you better just give it up. Just the first sign of trouble, so that you're not considered a person that's selling a lemon, just give it up right then. I don't care if it's the gas tank don't close good, just give it up right then, because those vehicles, once they begin to have engine troubles, they are a nightmare. It's like they got little rats or something rolling around in the engine. I had an employee, that dude could never get to work because his vehicle was always on the side of the road, or he was just now putting a band-aid on it, getting up and pulling into the company's parking lot there right before it's time for him to clock in. All right. I mean, just the gremlins were definitely inside of their better TV reception with a foil fedora. Uh-huh. Yep. Yeah. Just the gremlins would be in the engine tearing up. Hmm? Mm-hmm. Well, you know what the funny thing is to me, that's all I love is Mopar. But I love Dodge, just straight up Dodge, just like, like old Dodges. And we got two Dodges out there right now. I love that rumble. You guys hear me say that all the time. I love to hear it go. My goodness. As soon as my husband turns one of those babies on out there, I could just say, what would you like to have with that dinner? You want potatoes or rice, sir? How would you want some gravy, or do you want just a little bit of seasoning on it? What you need tonight? What can I do for you with that there? With all that there Mopar out there in the yard, sir, what can I do for you? And don't let them come to the door. And I done told y'all about this too. Y'all know I'm about to get off. But don't let them come to the door with that tool belt on. I done told y'all. Like I said earlier today, we had a very deep discussion, and I had to make sure that it was just for members, because anybody else probably would not listen. You know what? I don't really care. The Jeep was really a bad thing. The Jeep was really, really a bad thing. To me, strong forever. Those Jeeps, like the 2014 Jesus has, he was trying to get rid of that anyway. He was trying to get rid of that. Mike Guyver, did you go over there and listen to that when I said taco taco? did you did you go over there and listen to when I put that thing up? Taco 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 burrito. Okay. Now, I love a Hemi. I love the sound of just that rumble, and I just love it. But they sure enough put their foot inside of the barbecue patch when they made that Jeep. That Jeep is just straight trash. That's just utter garbage. I mean, that's like that's just really garbage. I don't care for that at all. But anything else that's got like, well, we got an RT. We have an RT. We have an RT. And then both my sons have Dodges. One has a Challenger, and the other one has a what's that other thing he got? I don't know. They both grown. Yeah, that was yesterday, girl. Taco Tuesday came on. I was thinking of that song. Remember that the one that I showed? If you were listening over on Blog Talk, where I was talking about Biden's wife, when she went over there talking about, or the tacos right here, over here in Texas or whatever. And I put that thing on, taco something, taco burrito, taco. Like, this is me speaking Spanish. She was like, oh, or the bogadas. Oh, the beautiful bogadas. And if they kept a hold of that doggone saboteur of a speechwriter, they deserve everything else they get. If they kept that speechwriter after her talking about bogadas and tacos, burritos, taco burritos, they deserve whatever else they get. Oh boy. I said, yikes, these people right here. Yeah, South Park. That's it. That's it, Styles. Yeah, South Park, Eric Cartman, taco song. Taco something, taco burrito, taco taco. She said, I want it spicier. Give me something faster. Give me something spicier, essay. Taco, 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 taco burritos, taco, taco. Man, I tell you what, that's what you get for taking two people from out of a basement that had absolutely nothing to do with you. They wasn't messing with nobody. They was in that basement, minding their own business, okay? Not bothering nobody. And then you had to force their hand and make them come out into the light. First off, they can't take the brightness. They needed their sunshades on. Both of them need to wear their sunshades for about 2 hours and look like the Omega Man, okay? They got to put the sunshades on because they ain't been outside, they ain't come up for so long. Then you make them sit up here and talk about tacos and the Bogotas. Mike said, what did I start? Oh, my stomach is in stitches. His wife, she actually sat up there and said all that stuff. Nobody deals with the racist things that they say. Nobody. They say some stuff that's just off the chain, or just regular folks like us be looking like, this dude really said that. That chick just said that. And like I say, if they kept a hold out of solidarity, if they kept a hold of those speechwriters that have made the gaffes that they have, then they deserve everything else they get. And the same thing with Camel Toe. Camel Toe has the worst speechwriters. These people, I have no clue where they're getting these folks from. Or maybe they took them as, a controlled opposition. Maybe they were the other team or something. Okay. Mike Garver says, I am hungry. You know what I mean? That's probably what it is. Okay. You guys do me a big favor. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Make sure that you're still subscribed. Make sure that you're still subscribed to the channel. Okay. Make sure that we do that. Still be, clicked in, camel toes. Okay. I don't know what is up with that lady. White people are like egg muffins. What does that mean? I don't know. Oh, that what they said? Is that what they said? The white people are like egg muffins? Child, there's no telling what those folks say. But yeah, you guys, I was a little saucy on the other channel because we were talking about some of the things that we're unfolding each piece, right? Every time we talk about what's going on in the end times and what's going on with the whole New World Order thing and all this other stuff, we are now just unpicking, just taking stuff off piece by piece from what's going on. So if you haven't seen, she is tripping. So if you have not seen, if you did not watch earlier today, I got to stop looking at you guys in the chat because y'all have me cracking up. I'm getting hungry. I need to go to my local Bogota and get something to eat. Does everybody know what we're talking about? Styles Washington is cutting up. Does everybody know what we're talking about when she talked about the whole breakfast taco? Who has a breakfast taco? What a rude thing to say. Okay. That's like saying, or the black fish and grits. No, that's just food. And not only that, tacos. Help her. Anyway, over on the Lockhart Perspective today, we had a conversation and we were looking at a book that was written by an author, and it was called Is Marriage for White People? Marriage. Is marriage for white folks? Is that who it's for? It's not for black folks. It's not. Well, we were digging into a few things. And if you go over there to the Lockhart Perspective, I want to let you know now that it is a very touchy topic, but we had to touch it because it is a part of the whole depopulation piece that we are experiencing here and that we will continue to experience. And there's several different ways in which they are using depopulation. And so if you go over there and you look, you may like it, you may not like it. You may like what you see, you may not, and I get it. But we touched some topics and we touched the piece that a lot of people may or may not agree with. Now, I'm going to tell you before you go over there, you can love who you want to love. I don't care who you love. All right. You can do what you want to do, but you still have to understand that with them having, the WF has this thing where 20, 50 people are all going to look like X. Well, then we have to really look at how we get to X. And that's what we did over there today. So it wasn't that many folks over there, but I will tell you now that it was something else. Strong Forever says, get prepared, boys and girls. It was a bit much because we have to begin to shake loose some of the stuff that we believe and that we think. We have to begin to shake it all up. We really do. We have to begin to shake up some of the stuff that they are doing and some of the things that they are pushing. And they're pushing it very hard, but there are specific reasons. The end game looks nothing like what they're using as the little breadcrumbs to get you to the end game. The end game is off the chain. The end game is off the chain. When you consider you got people now marrying themselves and other stuff, you guys wait till you get over there. Wait till you get over there. I hope everybody gets the opportunity to go and to watch it. I really do. So we're going to read a couple more of this. Wagon 11.3 says so true. Mike says an earthly marriage is with the church, but a spiritual marriage invites Jesus. Strong marriage. Yes, marriage is a psyop now. Strong forever says. Disciple of the Messiah 1. Always good to see dear Marty Lauderdale. I love Marty. Tommy Stock 64 says Uranium 1. Who or what countries were involved in that? And what was that about again? Hello. Bingo. Strong Forever says, before definitely wasn't. Ronald Who says, good news is these people might think they are doing things on their own, but are only used by God. They're a tool used by God. That's right. Everything happens because he allows it. Nitrogen and fertilizer is Justin's new fight. That dude. All the Klaus Schwab's people are a mess. They pushing it like salt and pepper. Yep. Okay. There's a lot of stuff. Yes, sis, speak on it. There's a lot of stuff, Strong Forever. There's a lot of things. And it's, you know what, that topic that I had to do today was it was sort of painful because I know that a lot of people think that when you think like that people are racist, but you're not racist. You can see. I'm not racist. I don't have anything to do with that whole argument or that whole piece. All right. I'm just letting you know that in order for you to get to where 2050 is, this is what they're pushing and promoting. And anything they push and promote has to be questioned. That's all I'm saying. So it's just giving us a way to think about it. Okay. So looking at why there are so many, we're looking at why so many are going opposite of the word. There are things that are written in the word specific, but you guys go over there and check it out. Styles Washington says, marriage today isn't the same marriage from the Bible at all. Canada, Russia, that I know of, comes from Ronald. Let's see. Boom, shaka lady. Dangerous. Please talk about you. Okay. Max Vision. I had a painful day. Someone played a clip of Bill Maher. Whoa. Live by the promise of the scripture and have no fear. Absolutely. Amen, Ronald. Styles, Washington, exactly. Married in this day is a contractual piece of paper. Sandy, the Uranium 1 debacle was the reason for the Bundy Ranch uranium on their land. That was exactly right. You too, darling. Okay, you guys, we're out of here. All right, we're out of here. But I just wanted to bring all that stuff to you and see what you guys had to say. Did someone say the urban living called the line? Did anyone saw this urban living called the line? True, King David married every chick he saw, just couldn't keep it in his pants. Max Bishop says. It's in Saudi Arabia, I believe, Strong Forever says. Okay, good night, Arakad. All right, you guys, I love y'all. We're right at an hour, and I want to thank each and every one of you guys for being here. I want to thank you guys for tuning in and just staying connected to the channel and being that force that helps keeping me going, It's exactly what I said earlier today to those on Lockhart Perspective, is that you guys really do, Tommy Stock 64, you guys really do help keep me going. You push me to do better and to be better and to really just be myself. And I appreciate that. You are so welcome, David Bruce. Thank you as well. Al Sanchez and AFJ Third. Thank you. Okay. Boom shaka lady. Boom shaka lady. Much love to you as well. All right, you guys, remember what we always say here on any of the Felicia Lockhart publications, and that is, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of the Most High. I want you guys to remember to take care of yourselves, and then you can take care of everybody else in your circle. And until we see one another again, please continue to be blessed. To receive instant notification each time I upload, please hit the subscribe button and the bell notification.
Helping you